Okay, here we go with some hints for homework sheet 6. Question 1, a factorising question. Remember, the first thing we do when we factorise is we look for a common factor. So if we look at the left hand one first of all, I see a 4 and a 36, and 4 goes into 36, I'm going to take that as a common factor. I also see x squared and x, so I'm going to take 4x out as a common factor, and you can work out what goes in the other bracket. With the second one, again we've got the number 4 and 36, so 4 is a common factor. This time we don't have an x here on the right hand side. Okay, we have no x, therefore we're not going to worry about taking x as a common factor, so that's going to leave us inside x squared minus 9, and you should recognise the x squared minus 9 as a difference of squares, so that's going to be 4, and then you can put that into two brackets. For question 2, if the still has 20% to go, the distance wise, that means that 100 take away the 20 already covered 80%. 80% as a decimal is 0.8. If that is equal to 16 kilometres, because it's a reverse percentage, because we're trying to find what 100% is, then we just divide by the 0.8. And you should know how to do that without a calculator. Turn the top number into 160, turn the bottom number into 8, and so on. Okay, question 3. Remove the brackets. 8 lots of x, 8 lots of 3 equals. Excuse me, now this is the secret with this question. We do not do anything with the 4 and the 2. So the 4 gets written down, and then the 2 purely multiplies this bracket. So we now do 2 times x, which is positive 2x, and then 2 times the negative 5, negative 10. So if you tidy all this up, you will eventually end up with x equals, and it's a nice easy number. Question 4, the fractions question. So again, we're going to deal with the whole numbers first of all. So 5 take away 3 is 2. Then we're going to deal with the fractional part. Looking at the bottom of the left hand fraction, it's a 6. Bottom of the right hand fraction, it's a 3. So that tells me the new bottom number is going to be 6. You can work out the new top numbers. You can do the subtraction and get the answer. Question 5. Calculate the area of the sector here, but leave your answer in terms of pi. What on earth does that mean? Well, the area of the sector is alpha over 360 times pi r squared. So if I put the information in that I know, the angle's 45 over 360 times pi times, and then the radius 4 squared. Now all this question is really asking you to do is do a bit of cancelling. So does 45 and 360 cancel? Does any of that cancel into 4 squared? And once you've done all of the cancelling, your answer will be so many pi. So you just leave it in terms of pi. Do not try and work anything else out. Units, remember, centimetres squared. Question 6. Name this graph. Well, it's been moved to the right 4, and then it's been moved up 1. So you should know how to put those numbers into the formula x add a squared add b. Question 7. We have a tin here of cucumber juice, 500 millilitres. The volume of a cylinder, you should know, is pi r squared h. So if we put the information in the question gives us, the volume is 500, pi is pi, the radius is 4, so times 4 squared times the height. That's what you're looking for. Now all we need to do is get this part of the equation over here, and that will leave you with h equals the height of the cylinder. Question 8, not done one of these for a few weeks. Calculate the mean, so we add up all the numbers, divide by how many numbers we've got, and that should give us the mean. And it's a nice easy number, it's a whole number, does not involve any points. If you get a point, you've done something wrong. Then we set up our little table, x, x bar, x minus x bar, and x minus x bar all squared. Okay, so work out each of these numbers in your table, keep going until you've done every single one of them, and then add up the x minus x bars to get a number. The standard deviation from the question is the square root of this number here divided by 5. Why is it 5? Because 5 is one less than the 6 that you started with. You started with 6 pieces of data and you put one less in. Remember, if you're doing this on your calculator, then press the square root, then a bracket, your number divided by 5, bracket is. Question 9. The debt of each person is £8,000 and we have 6.3 times 10 to the 7 people living in Britain. So the total debt would be 6.3 times 10 to the power 7 times 8,000 for each person. So this is really just a question, do you know how to press the buttons on your calculator? Leave your answer in standard form. So something times 10 to the power something. Last question, solve equations. This is a wee bit like the first question. Take out a common factor first of all, put it equal to 0, and then write down your two answers. X is 0 and X is. Second one's a wee bit harder because we need to put them into brackets. You still, however, get X equals something and X equals something. And that should do us.